Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. Just getting to the end of the day here, and I'm going to be planting out some seeds. So a little bit ago, you guys will hopefully have seen how I made these nice paper rolls for the little seedlings from toilet paper tubes. And yeah, we're going to put in a lot of the seeds here. Sorry, Fish is excited. There's some people walking by. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna get some seeds planted here. I got a bunch of stuff that we had from last year. Didn't even actually plant out everything we bought because we just didn't even have time. And I doubt that I'll even have time or really the resources available to plant everything we have right now either. But we'll do our best to try to get a few things going that did well for us last year. Like we saved a bunch of seeds from our tomatoes. So it's okay. You can see here we just saved a bunch of tomatoes. You put them in like just a paper towel and let them dry in the kitchen or whatever, and then put them away. And my wife's really good. She labels all of the stuff so we know which is which. And we also have some of the red corn that grew. We got one kernel of this stuff from my son's preschool. And it's this beautiful, like, I don't know, reddish, purplish kind of color. And we only had two, corns that grew. It was from that one kernel. But I actually decided to not eat this, so I don't even know what it tastes like because I decided to save both of them and dry them. So I got actually good advice from Aaron at Planting Freedom. Check out that channel if you guys haven't seen it yet. I've given him a lot of shout outs in the past, and his channel is awesome if you want to learn about some cool planting and growing tips and all this kind of stuff. And he's really into Masanobu Fukuoka as well, so huge inspiration. Shout out to Aaron. Go check out Planting Freedom. But anyway, he told me that you can just take the corn and put it in a like a paper bag and dry it. So that's what I did. I had this on top of the kitchen counter, or actually the like up at the top of the cupboard, and dried out really nicely. So I'm gonna take a few kernels from this and plant this out again, and we'll see how that grows. And then this year I hope to be able to taste it as well. So let's get to work and get some seeds put in here, and then I'll show it to you guys next. So it's been about 10 days since we got most of the seeds planted. There was a slightly smaller batch that I did a few days after the previous video you guys just saw, a little segment there. And some stuff is already sprouting up, so it's really cool. You can see a few little things starting in here. This little green guy. There's a bunch of little things kind of starting in some of these smaller pots right here, and here, and here we got something. Same thing in there. There's some little stuff coming out, so that's pretty cool. There's some more over here. Everything's just starting, and you can really kind of start seeing a few little things coming out from these guys here as well. Same thing in here, just a couple of them kind of starting. And yeah, pretty excited. We'll give it another few days and we should be able to start recognizing what some of these things are. You can see more stuff growing out right here. Tiny so far. So in here we're gonna have asparagus, if I remember right. Here it's gonna be rhubarb, and this other little guy over here, this is all gonna be rhubarb as well. And yeah, got a lot of corn that'll be coming out of these guys, if I remember right. Can't remember if maybe this is the corn and that's the tomatoes. Anyway, they'll be obvious like once they start coming up. But put in a lot of corn, a lot of tomatoes, a lot of zucchinis, squash. I'm hoping a lot of this stuff is going to be, sprouting out now in the next few days. I'll keep showing you guys as the time progresses. So it's been 16 days, and you can see almost all of the corn has come out now. Some of them are growing quite nicely, and they're doing really well. The rhubarb in this container is starting to come out nicely. The asparagus, I think, is coming out here as well. It's hard to tell, some of these might just be little weeds, but I think this is the asparagus right here. And sorry, I'm a little out of breath, I just came back from a short run. You got some either squash or zucchinis in this one, and I don't remember what I put in there, but that will become more evident once it starts growing. And you can see some more corn back there. I had the two kinds, the yellow sweet variety, and then I did a bunch of the red kind. This is also a rhubarb, but a different type of rhubarb than the other one. And then a lot of the tomatoes are starting to come out as well. So this is doing great. A couple over here, and yeah, I'm sure the other ones will be coming along shortly. So that's really cool. And some more stuff in here. I'll be honest, I don't remember what I put in here. It's probably some eggplants and a few other things. I don't remember. I think it's mostly eggplants in this one, or it might be this one, but I don't remember which. And squash and peppers in some of them as well. So yeah, doing pretty good. Check back in with you guys in a few days. And this is just some chives that my brother gave me last year, actually, and I never got around to planting it, but they grew out nicely again. So I'll probably try and plant those in the garden at some point. 3 weeks and a day have gone by. Got some really nice growth on all the corn, pretty much has come out and is doing really nicely. So those are looking good. I've actually started leaving them out as of last night, no, the night before actually. And the rhubarb is looking good here, as well as here. These are all tomatoes. They're doing really well. A lot of tomatoes have come out over there as well. I got those peppers from my brother, I think I mentioned that already. Got some more corn in here. I actually planted a whole nother batch of stuff in a different area. More corn and a few other things. These are, I think these are either zucchinis or they might be squash, and I can't remember. But anyway, they're looking pretty nice. There's another one growing out over here. More corn. So yeah, things are moving along. Got a couple more things coming out over here. This might be the zucchinis. I really don't remember. And the leaves are so similar. I'm not an expert yet at determining which one is which. Could also be more squash. I don't remember. But anyway, at any rate, things are growing pretty nicely. And we'll give it some more time. It's been 4 weeks and 2 days, and I screwed up. Last night we had a slight freeze, and I had left the plants out. I had been kind of, for the most part, leaving them out for the past several days, because we've had temps up like around 6 or 7 degrees at night. And unfortunately I did not check the weather for last night, and I left them out and a bunch of my stuff froze. So it's really, really sad. You can see this guy probably dead. The artichokes seem to have weathered pretty well. All the corn seems still to be okay, and those are growing really nicely. Thankfully the rhubarb's looking good. Nothing really bad happened there. And still haven't seen any asparagus come out, so I'm not even sure. I think most of these things are weeds, honestly, that are in here, so I'm not sure. Peppers I did bring in, so thankfully those were okay. And some of my tomatoes here, you can see they're all wilted, not looking too good. Some of these might still survive. And then, yeah, the other section of tomatoes here, you can see quite a bit of damage. A lot or most of them are wilted. A few seem to be still fine. So what I'm going to have to do, I think these are the black tomatoes. You can see they have really nice little black stems and leaves. I am going to have to reseed these, and hopefully not that late yet in the growing season. We will see. A lot of the, I don't know if these were squash or zucchinis. I don't even remember which ones were which, honestly, but these may have been zucchinis. You can see this is probably going to die. That's probably going to die. Maybe that one's okay. And then the stuff that is coming out later, that will probably still be okay. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to probably just replant a bunch of things. And worst comes to worst, what I'll do is end up buying some, you know, larger plants just for this year. This just really kind of, you know, reiterates the need to have a nice, either a greenhouse or a, you know, what do you call it? Oh shoot, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, when you have the little like, you know, mini, like just little cover for the stuff. I can't remember. Anyway, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. It just, if these had been covered last night, they would have been okay. So it's a bummer. But I don't know, the rhubarb's looking pretty good. You can see the nice little red stems here. So hopefully things are going to be okay. And some of these tomatoes will still survive, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. You guys can kind of follow along, subscribe, and make sure to check out the other videos and see how these get along when they are getting planted out. I do have a bunch more corn that hasn't even come up yet because these are other varieties that I got from my brothers. There's some really cool fancy Peruvian and some multicolored corn and everything like that. You can see a few are just about coming out here. This one over here. Sorry for the light, it's really bright. Try to shade that for a little bit. So yeah, I think these should be okay still, and whatever hasn't died, you know, we'll definitely get planted. I'm going to start another batch of tomatoes because yeah, I would say at least half seem to have wilted away. It's a real bummer. So yeah, that's it for now, and check out you know, future videos to see this stuff growing in the garden and some new things that I'm gonna have to replant. See you guys.